When we test drove Renault Z.E electric cars for the very first time, it was a bit of a wow experience. No sound, no gearbox, no emissions, no fuss. So when we were asked to launch electric cars, we said, this is it. All we need to do in order to get people excited about them is to get them into these cars. But how do you convince people to test drive your car when showrooms are more or less empty these days? Introducing Z.E Taxi. In Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia, where taxi services are too expensive to use on a daily basis, we started our own electric taxi service. Z.E Taxi was the first taxi you could actually drive yourself, and by doing it, make your ride 100% free of charge, therefore effectively taking a test drive. On top of that, it was actually the most convenient test drive ever because you did it while carrying out your daily tasks. People loved our taxi service, and they loved Renault Z.E cars. Even some celebrities test drove them. On the campaign website, you could track Z.E taxis in real time. You could see the number of kilometers driven, electricity used, and compare costs and emissions with regular cars for the same distance traveled. Every customer had an opportunity to have their drive recorded and receive their personal clip so they could share their experience with friends. Soon, it was not only people who shared their experiences, but media too.
Če ste med tistimi, ki porabite več, kot so vam zagotavljali pri nakupu, pa tudi vsi, ki želite nekaj malega privarčevati, do nedelje lahko v prestolnici brezplačno uporabljate električni taksi. Še več, v taksiju brez izpustov boste lahko sedli tudi za volan in postali njegov voznik.
In 10 days, we had more than 1,100 rides, or test drives, which is 220% of what the whole Slovenian Renault network usually manages with all Renault models in the same amount of time. We traveled more than 13,000 kilometers, and while doing that, saved more than 1 ton of CO2 emissions and saved 70% on the costs of fuel. During the campaign, the reach on Renault Facebook was increased by 750% and total social engagement by 500%. More than half of Ljubljana saw Z.E taxis, and the return on investment in the media budget was 4.3 times.